What about you? How you doing? Today I'm talking about songwriting. I've been asked by a few people, could I shed some light on what I do, how I write songs, how they should write songs, what the best way is to put a tune together. And of course it's a vast subject. I do cover it in my book, Rock and Roll Worship Leading and How to Tell the Difference, written by myself. There is a whole chapter here in songwriting, so you might want to look that up. It's available on Kindle for just $2.99, I think, so you can grab that very cheaply, or Kindle Unlimited completely free. Feel free to just fill your boots, big lad. Anyway, what is songwriting? What is a song? How do you start? How do you make it great? How do you change the world? These are all questions we'd like to answer. Not all in this episode, but certainly as we go down the route of talking about songwriting in various little seminars I'll put together. You can also come and see me sometime when I'm in your area and we can talk about songs as much as you like. Feel free to chat and say hello. I love to meet people. Anyway, what is a song? A song, legally, is a top-line melody and a lyric. Or in the case of an instrumental, a top-line melody. Many people get confused about songs. They think, well, I suggested that we move the chorus to 2 verses away, and they think that's songwriting. That's not songwriting. Telling someone where to put the pre-chorus, telling someone where you think this guitar solo should go, where you think the chorus should come, how many times you think you should do the chorus, those things are not songwriting. Those things are arranging. Did you hear that? Did you hear that downstairs? It sounded like an earthquake went on underneath me. What can you do? They're coming to get us. Anyway, songwriting, so top-line melody and lyric. That's what you need to think about. You don't get any songwriting credit if you change an arrangement or make a suggestion to an arrangement. So how do you go about writing a song? I was in a car a couple of days ago. There was a little child. He was a Californian kid. I was giving him a ride, him and his mom and dad, to the airport. He's in the back seat behind me. He's 3 years of age and he's making up tunes. Songwriting is the most natural thing in the world. It gets complicated whenever we start to second guess it, wonder is it original? He wasn't wondering about any of those things. So the first rule of songwriting that you need to remember is you have to silence the critic. Because as soon as you start to do it, as soon as you make up an idea, as soon as you think you've come up with something original, there's going to be a voice in your head saying, it sounds like Ed Sheeran, it sounds like Bethel, it sounds like whatever it is you listen to. And in a way, you're kind of right, because everything we start out with kind of has come from our subconscious somewhere. Somewhere in there, you heard a tune. Somewhere in your mind, you dreamed something. Once upon a time, you were in a supermarket and you heard something in the background that didn't even register. And all that stuff is buried deep in your subconscious, like under the surface of an iceberg. You know, you got like 10% on the top and 90% underneath. Don't sweat that stuff. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Here's when it matters. When you've completed the song and you play it and your friend says, that sounds like the Beatles, I Want to Hold Your Hand. Then you know you've got a problem. But when you're writing, discard that. Imagine a car. Imagine the critic is in the car with you. You're driving. You're the creative force. You're driving. You've got the steering wheel. Beside you in the passenger seat is imagination. Behind you is lyrical knowledge, things you've studied, expertise, songs you've listened to. Where's the critic? The critic is not allowed in the driver's seat. He's not allowed in the passenger seat. He's not allowed in the back seat. The critic, you need to gag that guy, tie up his hands, put him in the trunk. That's where the critic belongs, because he has no place in the creative process. There is a time to let him out of there, give him a drink of water, calm him down, send him to therapy. There is a time to do that and bring the critic in, and he can talk about when it's time to evaluate your first 20 songs as to which one's going to go on a record. Then the critic can make an appearance. When you're discussing whether an arrangement works or doesn't, the critic is welcome to join in. But you don't have to worry about that when you're creating. So remember, the first rule of songwriting, silence the critic. Thanks very much. Tune in next time for more episodes on songwriting. I'm Brian at brianhouston.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe down here somewhere, just about there. There's a wee button that says subscribe. Beside it, there's a wee bell, ding, 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 ding. If you tick that, you get notifications when we put something new online. Thanks very much for tuning in. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.